Friends, family, we're back here again. Today is my last day in this Airbnb before I go to my next sitting. I'm kidding. Kidding. Can you tell I'm sleep deprived? I'm really not sleep deprived though, but I think so. Today, let's do a little story time. I had a dental appointment today to get my teeth cleaned. If you don't know, I have a lot of dental anxiety. Have done very well the past 2 years with dealing with that, but it still takes a lot of energy out of me because I get really stressed in my brain as someone who has generalized anxiety and a lot of trauma with dentists. There's been a lot of panic and all this stuff, and so I had that today at 2 o'clock. It went really well. My dental hygienist has been there for like 37 years. Okay. So she's a pro. And it went really well. I have to go back though because my crown is crap. And the dentist who did it apparently is not there anymore. We're gonna leave that for where it is. Okay. But basically, the dentist who owns the whole, who owns the place, she's like top notch. She's like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm taking care of this for free. And I was like, oh, so obviously there was something going on. But regardless, it's getting taken care of for free. Anyway, my life. I have everything. But basically, I'm packing because I am going to my next sitting tomorrow, and I'm sitting for 2 cats. Actually, it's less than a mile away, and then I have another sitting after that, sitting with 2 other cats, so it's going to be a lot more chill. But cats like to be up in the middle of the night, so I'm a little worried about that, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, I feel really tired. I think all the stress of worrying about the dentist has exhausted me. It's about 8:30 right now at night. So I have to leave this Airbnb at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm gonna go drop my stuff off at my friend's place, and then I'm gonna go do some more work, do some more editing on my channel, plan the next episode. Cause we're trying to be consistent. Okay? But yeah, I'm gonna pack all my stuff, go to my friends in the morning, head out of this Airbnb. Actually have to drop in on some other kitties. Those clients pay so well. And then I'm just gonna lay at the lake. So I'm gonna jot down some stuff for some content and then lay at the lake and then head over to the kitties. I'm excited, but I'm gonna get to packing. All right, y'all. Talk to you soon. Bless. Session with my therapist, I was talking about how I was literally struggling with my new current lifestyle change. If you don't know what that lifestyle change is, go ahead and hit that link in the description box so that you know what I decided to do and why I'm kind of losing my mind, basically. I thought I made this decision for my well-being. I was doing something that was supposed to help me grow, to help me do the things that I loved and I care about. And I'm not saying I'm not supposed to struggle, but the way that I was struggling had me genuinely concerned for my mental health. And I was talking to my therapist about it, and she said that she's not surprised. She's not surprised that I'm struggling because I'm going through a transition. And I thought, that keyword transition really hit home for me. So I decided to do some research, trying to feel validated and understood about going through a transition in life. Basically, I started going all over the internet, trying to type in transition, change during a transitionary period, anything to help me validate my experience and make me feel less alone. I have been thinking about this decision for months. I was committed. I am committed. So for me, it didn't make sense as to why I felt so much doubt, so much fear, so much anger, so much confusion over these past 2 months. And I wanted answers. I needed answers. I need something to make my logical brain stop overthinking and overanalyzing. So I need to get analytical, I guess. But I needed to know what change looked like. What does change resemble? How does it manifest? How does it affect you? How does it impact you? A man by the name of William Bridges spent his entire life's work helping people, organizations, business, through the sometimes tumultuous process of transitions. And with decades of research, teaching, consulting, he manifested the Bridges transition model. What stood out to me in this model was the key difference between change and transition. Bridges explains that change is something that happens outside of people, or it's something that happens to people. Whereas transition is an internal process that someone goes through as they are experiencing said change. My mind was like, what? You mean we go through this process of dealing with the change? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? So the transition is something that's part of the human experience. Change can be anything. It's things we face every single day for our lives. Some are expected, some are unexpected. Most of the times you don't even have control over them. It could be leaving your hometown, starting a new business, going back to school, failing a class, getting fired from a job.
Here's a thought. You're fired.
Quitting a job, living with a roommate, switching careers, changing eating habits. There are 3 main stages that one goes through when experiencing said change. The first stage is ending, losing, letting go. The first stage of the transition is being exposed to said change. Bridges explains that most people tend to experience a lot of resistance towards the change. Because it's something foreign, because it's something you don't feel like you have the skills for, there's a lot of emotions that tend to boil up when you're experiencing the change. Some of these feelings include fear, anger, doubt, disorientation. For me, I think I'm actually in stage 1. All blocks are just falling down and crumbling, like your walls are just crumbling down. And I think this was that for me. Even my therapist was like, I've only seen you, I've worked with her for 3 years. And she was like, this is, out of maybe 4, this is the 4th time I've ever seen you cry. And this change, this moment was what brought it all down. And that was huge for me. It was also terrifying because I'm not used to surrendering to my emotions. And I think this stage really helped me understand that, yeah, we go about life on autopilot and that's just the way it's always been, but the way for me to grow and evolve as a human is to accept the feelings, accept the emotions. Bridges' model mentions that there is a loss of identity, a loss of personhood. I noticed that I have a lot of fear of stepping into that person. I've always had the expectation that like, oh, this is gonna happen here, this is going to happen here, because I knew what to expect. And now I don't know what to expect. So my brain is trying to process that and trying to shut off these layers of myself that don't belong here. For example, gone through a breakup, even if you made the decision to, example, end the breakup, there's still a sense of loss because there was a plan, there was an ideal, there was an expectation that this thing was going to last for a certain amount of time. And now that it's gone, you're in this unknown territory that you've never done before or you haven't done for a really long time. And that kind of blew my mind. Stick around for part 2, coming next week. Don't forget to subscribe.